I think we're back. Maybe. Maybe we're back. Let's see. Looky here. All right. Now we're running. Now I lost you guys. Y'all come back. I miss you already. Probably a lag and everything tonight. Looks like we got one of them great East Texas Wi-Fi type of evening. So, what hook for the Smash Tech Hollow Body? 5-aught owner flashing swimmer is the one I'm using. Good question right off the bat. Guess what, boys? We caught a giant. I mean, like an official, absolute monster giant today. I actually caught it. I caught a brand new PB today, boys. Just saying. Just saying. So, we're going to give a few minutes for some people to get gathered in, and then I will start the top 5 baits with the bait that caught my brand new PB. Come on, Signal. Hold up. Everybody pray for Wi-Fi. Goodness. Dear Wi-Fi gods in heaven above, please let our signal hold up tonight. We got some really good stuff to talk about. Somebody says they're here. How much? You didn't miss anything. I caught a brand new personal best today. 10 pounds and 6 ounces. See, I don't normally catch the 10 pounders. You know, that old red skeeter out there? Well, we had 4 double digits last year. Today makes the 4th this year. And today was the first time that I've caught one of them. Normally my customers do the double digit catching. But today, I guess you could say, was my lucky day. My customers actually kind of insisted that I fish today, which was awesome. I had a great time with them. It was so much fun today. So, had a 13-year-old kid catch an 8-pounder. It was a great day, wonderful day. We lost a lot of big fish. We should have had a really, really big bag, mega bag, like 35 pounds or so, 36 maybe. But the dad lost a 7-pounder and a 6-pounder, which kind of knocks your weight down. We still had like 28, 29 pounds of. Great day. All right. Praying for Wi-Fi. T-Lo's sending the prayers up for me. All right, y'all ready to start the baits and see what we caught a 10-pounder on today, huh? So, whoop, easy. This might come as a shock to you guys. We caught it on a smaller flutter spoon. Joe Spates. This is called the grass spoon. I ain't going to say whether or not I was fishing in grass, but I'm just saying, if you go into Joe Spates' store at the tackle factory out there in Lake Fork, ask for the grass spoon. But that flutter spoon is what I caught. 10 pound, 6 ounce monster bass on the day. It was a pretty special moment and a pretty special day for your boy. Yeah, just go in there to the old Joe Spates shop or call him on the phone at the tackle factory and ask for the grass spoon if you guys want to get some. It's a spoon I helped kind of develop and design a little bit last year, and I really, really like it. It's basically a little bit smaller version of a flutter spoon, but it's, you know, as close to weedless as you can get on a flutter spoon because it does have a different hook style on it. I've never mounted a fish. T-Lo asked if I ever mount any of my fish. I've never mounted a fish. How do you not hang it up in wood? Well, here's the deal. With this thing, it's just got one single hook on it. That's why I designed it, which Joe actually designed it with a single hook, and I just played with different size spoons and different size hooks to get the hookup ratio right and the weedless effect right. But with that one single hook on there, as you can kind of see through the Mylar, and the weight of this spoon, even when it'll snag something, but you can just shake it and it kind of shake. The weight of the spoon knocks that one single hook off. I'll warn you guys, you can't horse a fish on this. You have to play them out because that's a little hook and that spoon still weighs quite a bit, and they will throw this bait a lot. You have to play them. You have to kind of reel set them. You can't really jerk on them. You got to take your time on that grass spoon, but it's a spoon you can put in places, in timber, docks, grass, places that you can't put a normal flutter spoon, and those fish that live in those areas don't ever see a flutter spoon. Yeah. This spoon, somebody asked how big it is. It's probably 4.5 inches, somewhere in that range. Rod for this spoon. Well, because of just what I said, I don't want to horse them. I actually use a very soft rod and very light line to give myself some stretch and some limberness so that I don't horse them. Kind of force myself to take it easy. This is 6-inch Lux rod, 611 medium heavy is the one I'm using. And I actually use 12-pound mono. That helps me get some stretch in there, keeps me from horsing them too much, which I tend to do. Ben Shobe in the house. Hey, Ben Shobe, guess what? I caught a 10-pounder today, bro. All right, so that's bait number 1 of top 5 baits, obviously. There's some other baits we're catching them really good on. Oh, let's talk about them. All right, let's finish up with some other baits. Here, all right. So we're Carolina rigging a lot out deep. Carolina rig's probably number 1 bite getter for me out deep. Well, actually, the jig's actually been getting the most bites and the biggest bites, but we are getting some extra bites with the Carolina rig, using a 1-ounce weight, about a 4-foot leader, throwing the impact shad. We are throwing a baby brush hog as well, but I really love this impact shad, the way it kind of glides side to side behind that old Carolina rig. And that is, what is it, Watermelon Magic Red is the color I'm using the most. Green Pumpkin Magic would work as well. They have some great, just anything green. Any of their green colors would be great. Somebody said, not a typical Billy Lawson hook set. That's correct, T-Lo. Not a typical Billy Lawson hook set. And here's the old Jiggaroony that we're throwing out deep. You guys saw the video on it last night. The hybrid jig. And I'm using a smash crawl trailer. I will use a race crawl too, but you know, I've been using a smash crawl. Smash crawl's actually been getting better. I think everybody uses a race crawl now, so maybe it's just because this looks a little different. But as you guys can see, if you'll take a look at the bottom of this jig, we've been beating on her pretty good. It doesn't really show up good on this phone camera, but there's a lot of teeth marks on there too. But that's just a green or any green or brown color. I think this one's crawfish drone, but anything in just a kind of a natural color is fine. Using a Green Pumpkin smash crawl, full skirt, full size smash crawl for my trailer. We are, you know, depending on the day, guys, we're fishing it different. Some days I'm stroking it, hopping it real hard off the bottom, and some days it's just a slow drag. All right, that's number 3. We are fishing some grass as well as our deep water stuff. And when I get to the grass, here's my 2 weapons of choice that have been really good for me. One of them you guys are going to know well by now. We talk about it almost every week, it seems like. But old Holly, old Smash Tech Hollow Body, has really been catching them still. Right there. That's the 4.5-inch one. Here's the deal, guys. The 6-inch one will get bit too, but the 6-inch one catches giants. There's so much vibration. It's such a big profile the way it wiggles. It catches big fish. So for day in, day out, when I'm trying to get my customers bit, I'll throw the 4.5-inch one. If I have somebody that wants to strictly trophy hunt and go for the biggest fish they can catch, we'll throw the 6-inch version. But 5-aught on a flashy swimmer, little blade, little jangle jangle, and light hitch, or the Pearl Flash is still catching fish for us good too, in the hollow body. I likes to call that one Holly. That means her name. Last but certainly not least, my most trusty, rusty, dependable of brethren right here, the old chatterbait. This one here is one of the evergreen jackhammers. I stole one from Mike McFarland's box the other day when he was with me. But, you know, something in a darker shad color, you know, I'm trying to get it to show up in that grass, got a little chartreuse flash on it. But if you'll notice, I got a new trailer on there, don't I? That be's more than one use for the old impact shad. Guys, this thing on the back of a chatterbait, let me tell you something. I know they didn't build it to go on a chatterbait. They built it to be fished weightless and behind Carolina rig and that type of stuff. They don't know it, but they built it for a chatterbait. This is the most sick chatterbait trailer, man. That one single joint, that little skinny tail, it just, I mean, it's right in step with the blade. It's so perfect. I love this trailer for chatterbait. It's crazy. And you guys know how much I fish chatterbait all the time. I love a chatterbait. Probably my number 1 overall bait. Yeah, that's getting bit really well around the grass right now. There you go. That's 5. top 5 baits, including a bait that caught a daggum stud double-digit fish today. Am I always using the bobber stoppers on? Yeah. So my Carolina rig, if you guys saw, I rig it up. I didn't bring the Carolina rig in here, but I have a 1 ounce weight and I put 3 bobber stops underneath it. That allows me to adjust my leader length. It keeps me from tying a bunch of knots when I break off. I just have to tie 1 knot. One of the big deals is I've gone to a smaller hook, like Mark Pack was talking about in our last seminar. Took his advice. I've been going to a smaller hook to let that bait get more action behind it. It's worked out really well. We've definitely increased our number of bites doing that. So I would go down to like a 3/0 thin wire type of hook. That's what I'm using. Timmy Rhodes. He says we need to fish. He took first in big bass last Thursday on Hallbrook, 784. That's a stud on Hallbrook in the summertime, Bubba. You've always been a bit of a hammer on that lake, man. Yeah, I didn't bring the C-Rig because I wanted to save the rod, the 8-foot rod, from being busted on that light up there. You're right. I can't keep that 8-foot rod off that light. 5-inch, I'm using, somebody's asking about the 5-inch or 7-inch impact shadow on Carolina rig. I am using the 5-inch. There is no reason, if you want a bigger bite, to not use the 7-inch. That is a great idea if you're just wanting bigger bites. You guys got to keep in mind, I'm guide trips. I get all different levels of anglers. I'm concentrated on getting bit every day. The small ones will catch big ones too on that offshore structure. I've caught 7-pounders on little baby brush hogs and little impact shads, 8-pounders, stuff like that. Caught an 8-pounder on it today. But if you're wanting to specifically target big fish, then yes, I would throw the 7-inch on a, I'd probably go to at least a 5, if not a 6/0 EWG hook on that bigger impact shad. Have I ever fished Lake Livingston? I have fished Lake Livingston, but I was a very, very young kid. Not since I was able to really remember anything other than we were fishing on Livingston. Lane Seaman said he caught his PB a couple weeks ago on a jig, 10.03. Good job, Lane. Shad spawn still, I'm not fishing any shad spawn anymore, guys. There might still be some going on, but I kind of gave up on it. It got really inconsistent a week or two ago, and about a week ago, actually, it got really inconsistent, and I kind of quit fishing it. Well, somebody kicked me back down to the bottom. Let's see what they do. What is my spook setup? My spook setup is the same as my spoon setup. On my spook, I will throw a 611 medium heavy rod, and I like to use 15-pound mono, 15 to 17-pound mono on my spooks. I would throw it on that, though, with the 12-pound on it. Do I trim the weed guard on my deep structure targets? I'm going to assume you mean the jig. Yes. I trim my weed guard on all my jigs. And I'll tell you why. If you look right here, I try to trim my weed guard, which this one's actually a little bit behind the barb. See how it's a little bit behind the barb right there, guys? I actually try to trim it right to even with that barb right there is where I go for it. The reason I do that, when you trim a weed guard shorter, it actually makes it more weedless. It actually stiffens the weed guard. As long as you're still covering that hook point, the shorter your weed guard is, the stiffer it will be, so the more weedless it will be. So I do trim my weed guards on every jig to the barb is where I try to trim them. I got that one maybe a 32nd or 16th of an inch shorter than I like it. But yeah, I trim every weed guard. Ho. Hey, we can hit that ceiling with a 7.6 rod too, you know what I'm saying? Does that jig skip well? Yes, the 3/8 ounce hybrid jig, I can skip it way back under docks, way back. When is the video coming out on all my 6-inch rod setups? Like I was talking about the other, that'll be a couple more weeks because we've got some instructional stuff. Maybe we might be able to squeeze that one in next week. I'll try to get that one in next week. It'll be on one of our instructional videos on Wednesday, but maybe might take a little bit longer than that. I'll do my best. It's coming soon. It will be within the next few weeks for sure. if I had to pick a spot and stick to it all day, what kind of area would you go with? Ben Show, if you remember our trip last fall when we did offshore fishing in the fall, I would go to those type of areas. In fact, that same road bed that you know about is holding a lot of fish right now. Why am I throwing such light mono on my grass bin? The reason I'm throwing such light mono is because the lighter pound test mono you have, the more stretch the mono has. I want that stretch. I need that stretch because that single hook with that big of a piece of metal is easy for a fish to throw. So I have to kind of bait him. I have to be easy with him. I have a tendency to, rear back, set the hook really hard, and just horse some things to the boat. That lighter weight monofilament stretches more. It helps me get more shock absorption in there, which I need. It slows me down. I can't horse them when I got 12-pound line on there. Hope that helps you there, Juice. So that's why I go to, that 611 medium heavy is about the lightest and flimsiest rod that I actually use myself. And so that's why I do that. Fishing Freak Gomez is late, but he's here now. It's no big deal. You just missed the news about my new PB. No big deal, Fishing Freak. What camera do you use on the... Whoa. What camera do you use on the boat for your episodes? GoPro 5. GoPro 5 is the cameras that I'm using. Actually, there's one of them right here. This is what most of the stuff is shot on that you guys see when I'm fishing. I mount this to my steering wheel, position the camera where it's looking just over my dash. That's what most of the stuff is shot on. I have a mic that plugs in right here. It hangs down. It's just an external mic that hangs off the camera. It's not mounted to me. That's why you guys get, the audio gets... I can't fish with a mic on it. It drives me crazy. And that's why the audio is not always great because I don't have the best microphone. I'm actually looking into, when I can afford it, buying some better camera equipment, trying to fix the audio eventually with you guys if y'all stay with me long enough. So I know the audio is not great all the time, and I apologize for that. But, I'm a baller on a budget with a busy schedule, and this is a secondary gig doing all the videos. But I'm doing the best I can, and I will continue to get better if you guys will stay with me. But yeah, that's the camera I shoot on. You can shoot up to 4K on this thing. So these GoPro 5s are really neat. Really neat. T-Lo, you're cracking me up. Did I get the PB on video? I did not, because this was sitting right over there. I have my other camera, but it just had the tripod, so I didn't really have a good place to mount it with customers in the boat. So I got part of it on video. I got me holding it, talking about the fish. I got the release, the weight, all that stuff. Once the fish was in the boat, but I did not get any of the catch on camera. Sorry. I have never fished bobsailing. Somebody asked me if I fish bobsailing much. I have never fished bobsailing, ever. Sorry. T. Rhodes, one day if I get free frog bite and chatter, whoa, Timmy Rhodes, you could have sent that in a text. You ain't got to tell everybody, bro. Frog bite and chatterbait bite is on a Perky Power Plant lake. Beautiful thing to hear. I would love to come get me some of that. Because, you can throw that chatterbait and that frog, and I'm going to throw that big old swim bait, bro. T-Lo, yeah, T-Lo got detention when he was late. That's right. See you there, Fishing Freak Gomez. But I can't give him detention because he missed a story about my PB. That's punishment enough. Here's the crazy part about that. I caught that 10-pounder today on that spoon. The cast before that, I just caught the biggest drum I'd ever caught in my life. Like a 13 or 14 pound. It was a huge freshwater drum. I caught the very cast before that one. And so when I hooked into it at first, I'm like, great, another drum. And then the line started heading to the top. And of course, once she broke the surface, all hell kind of broke loose. Thank you, Kevin Jones. I appreciate that, sir. Hey, if y'all popped a question in up top and I missed it, please ask it again. We're getting to that point where the comments keep knocking me down to the bottom and I can't see the questions that were up at the top. Current guiding graph download, is it for April, May, or May? Just for May and June. May and June is the current tradition. It changes every 2 months, so if you just go by calendar, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, that's how they'll break down. Yep, May, June. Thanks for helping out. No questions. Yeah, if y'all ask questions up top, ask them again, please. Come on. Oh, signal's trying to fade. Y'all better pray. Everybody pray. Dear Wi-Fi gods, please let the signal hold up. We really want to talk about fishing tonight. Thank you. Look, it got better. Anyone on the bluegill bed pattern? I was on the brim bed pattern. That probably still exists a little bit. We had so many days with no wind. And on that brim bed pattern, I really needed wind for it to work well. We could still catch fish off of it. Most of them were smaller, though. And we didn't really catch nearly as many. It wasn't as good when I didn't have wind. So I kind of bailed out on that and went to some other things. Started doing a lot more deep stuff. Those deep fish are less affected by the wind, no wind situation. They definitely are better when the wind blows out deep, but they're not as negatively affected by no wind as those brim bed fish were. When that bluegill bed pattern, though, when we had that south wind every day about 10 miles an hour a couple weeks ago, buddy, we were catching 30 to 40 a day. I mean, we were jacking them, dude. It was awesome. All right. Like I said, if you guys got questions, please pop them in again. Let me know what I missed, because it is hard to get back to the top. Here we go. Juice says, if y'all don't have the guide and the graph, y'all are missing out big time. Yeah, it's legit, man. It is really, really legit, which, judging by how many we've sold, I would bet that everybody in here that fishes fork probably has one, because we've been selling quite a few of them. It's been a good deal, man. I'm so glad, dude. I get pictures sold. I had a guy send me pictures like his first 3 days in a row using the guide and the graph. He had giant fish each day, and it was awesome. That, you know, I'm trying to make a living off of it, but you guys can probably tell by the price point, I ain't trying to get rich off of it. And, you know, I have a partner involved. I don't get all the money from it, but that's all beside the point. The point is, I try to offer it to you guys for a very fair price, and the deal is I want to help you guys. I want to help y'all catch more fish. I want to be able, you know, I want to help people catch fish so bad that it's not enough for me to help 2 at a time. I get 2 in my boat every day, but I want to help all you other guys that can't get in that boat every day too. And that's kind of the concept behind it. And, man, it's worked just like that. It's been really good. Yep, shipping, we try to get it out. When you guys place an order, like guys that place an order today, it ships out the next morning, and we try to get it to you as fast as possible. Oh, God, I got a text. It's going to mess us up. Hopefully that doesn't mess us up too bad. I think we're good. Hundreds next week. I don't know what hundreds means. But, all right. Oh, yeah, 100. The temps? Yeah. Boy, we went from like late winter, early spring, straight on into summer. There was no late spring, early summer. Dude, it's going to be a long... Y'all know how I've got a long 2 months in front of me, boys. It's already getting to be 100 degrees. It's going to be, by the time I get to August, I just might be melted. I'll be like the snowman. I'm just gone. It'd probably be good because I'm fat, so I might lose some weight. That'd be great. Is Tim Rhodes also? Tim Rhodes is actually my former tournament partner and a very good friend. I've never known him to be called Butch, so I hope not. I thought I knew him pretty good. He says, yes, sir. Tim, you're known as Butch? You're getting a phone call after this. I got to know why you're known as Butch. I mean, I know you're a little bit... never mind. Never mind. Juice, no, absolutely not, man. Not a bother. I love you guys texting me the pics from the guide and the graph. Love it, man. Love it so much. Thank y'all for doing that. Can I make one for your local lake? I would love to, Brett Wren. If I could ever get off fork, I would love to. All right. I guess we might have caught up on the questions because I don't see too many more questions. All right, boys. We got about 6 more minutes. So if y'all got some questions, man, drop them in. Or if y'all, questions about anything. I don't care. Ask. I'll answer to the best of my legally obligated ability. I don't want to do anything that'll incriminate me, but yeah, ask me about whatever you want to. We'll have a good time tonight. You think you know someone. That's right, Tilo. I done slept right next to this man in the same hotel room. You know what I mean? We done traveled hundreds of miles, spent hours in the boat, and I don't even know he's nicknamed Butch. You never know. You just never know. How's the family? The family is great, actually. I've got to go to a baseball game as soon as this is done. Ty's last baseball game of the regular season is tonight. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs or not. They're right on the bubble. Best Carolina rig bait, 5-inch impact shad in any kind of green color. That's watermelon magic red, but 5-inch impact shad, that's my best Carolina rig bait. Is it too late on the year to get bit reliably with a glide bait? Not in the right situation. No, it's not. If you've got like a grass flat where there's a gap in the grass between the surface and the top of the grass, a glide bait works tremendously over that. So no, absolutely not. It's a real situation where you can't just go anywhere and catch them on a glide bait right now. Jimmy Butch was your best friend in high school, then you know how messed up that dude is, because he is. He's a jacked up son of a gun. Crazy. That boy's crazy. Let's see here. Favorite rock band? Right now, like of the rock bands right now, Five Finger Death Punch. All time, Zeppelin, probably Led Zeppelin. Maybe. I'm redneck enough. I like me some Leonard Skinner, boy. I tell you what, I do like some Leonard Skinner. Probably Zeppelin, though. If I had to put my finger on one, I'd probably gun to my head, probably have to say Zeppelin. Are the guide in the graph waypoint symbols? The symbols are not different. The symbols stay the same, but the waypoints are different. Let's see here. Somebody said boxers or briefs. I actually wear boxer briefs. So the answer is yes on boxers or briefs. How long do I stay on a spot before you decide it's time to leave? Man, that is open-ended question, brother. That's so situational. It depends on my confidence in what's there. Are we trying to catch big fish? Are we trying to catch numbers? What time of year it is? Is there wind blowing? There's no way I can put a finger on that. Like, right now on the deep spots, my patience is not very long. Like, maybe 30 minutes tops on a deep spot without getting a bite. What's the deal with impact shad for suspended fish? How do you know they're bass? When you look at a sonar long enough, you start to be able to tell the species apart by the shape of the arc and the way they're positioned, and their relationship to bait and stuff like that kind of tells you. And seasonal patterns, just knowing when those bass tend to do that helps, because it'll help you know what should be positioned there. Miller Lite or Coors Light? I know it says Miller Lite right there. I used to work for a Miller Coors distributor. Coors Light probably, yeah, I like Coors Light. I like them both. I like Coors Light when it's hot, Miller Lite when it's cooler. I know Timmy Rhodes drinks Miller Lite. I know that. So, sorry guys, like 18 people decided to text home this week, and we actually fished together yesterday, and that will be on a video. We've actually filmed 2 days this week. We're not filming it all next week. So Mike McFarland will be the guest next week, and Dylan Watts, the Kansas State baseball player, is the guest the following week. We caught like upper 20s, 27, 28-pound bag yesterday. He caught an 8-pounder. Good video coming up in a couple weeks with Dylan Watts. That was actually his new, him being a baseball player, he hadn't got to fish much in the spring, and that was a new personal best for him. So we had a PB for Dylan Watts yesterday at 8 pounds even. We had a PB for a 13-year-old customer today at 8 pounds 1 ounce, and I had a PB of 10 pounds 6 ounces. So there's been 3 PBs in Old Red in the last 48 hours. It's been pretty good, boys. It's been pretty good. Where am I throwing the hollow belly at? What type of area? Grass flats. Just grass flats is the only place I'm throwing them. More wind, the better when we can finally get it. We hadn't had any wind this week. How to position the boat when fishing a ledge? Well, with no wind, When I'm fishing bottom contact baits, I tend to want to drag either straight parallel with the ledge or want to drag up the ledge. When I'm fishing a crankbait or if I'm stroking a jig, something that's moving more, I want to be coming down the ledge. Now, when the wind's blowing, you just got to face into the wind. That's it. Can anybody see me now? I swear, man. We almost made it to the end, boys. We almost made it to the end. Sorry. Pros talk. Oh, goodness. I can't read. Saw pros talking about seeing fish on the graph looking like they're ready to bite other than streaks on the graph. No, it's not about streaks on the graph. If you guys, I think we got some videos coming up where I show some graph shots. The crest of any structure, like these old hilltops, points, whatever you want to call them, they'll come to a crest. When the bass are up here on the top part and the bait is over here, these bass are eating. That bait is scared. That's what that bait wants to be up here too. That bait is off the side because they're scared of what's up here. So when I see the arcs grouped together tightly on top of the structure, that's when it's go time, boys. I hope that helps. Let me know if that answers your question, kind of explains. That's what, when I say they're ready to bite, they're ready, we're going to catch them right now, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm looking for. Am I walking yellow belly or popping it along quickly? Well, folks, so you don't want to see them no. When I see the bass off to the side of structure and there's bait fish all on top, I don't like that. Sometimes I'll fish those sides, and if I fish something slow enough, Carolina rig, something, keep it in their face long enough I can get them to bite. But you're not going to get that bite, that, you know, what you're looking for offshore. That's not going to happen most of the time when they're off to the sides. This time of year when they're feeding aggressively, I don't even stop on those fish that are on the sides. I go to the next spot and look for them on top. Guys, I'm sorry. I keep losing signal. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, man. Hey, we appreciate you guys joining us. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your question tonight. Please check this week. Thursday nights, right around 7:30, 7:40. That's when we try to do them. But, hey, wish all you guys the best of luck. Skeeter's Army Service coming up. I'm losing signal. Thanks for watching. We'll